A system doesn't look for people who are really happy, strong, and healthy, okay, in peace. A system wants another brick in the wall. They want sick people.
Two studies out today that draw the same disturbing conclusion. Americans are not winning their battle against obesity.
Now, this week, the current U.S. Surgeon General and all of his living predecessors met to discuss the mental challenges Americans are facing.
They don't want healthy people. Sick people and dependent people are great for the system, great for the industry, great for a healthy economy. But I say, hey, stop it, guys. I've been looking in nature. And what I say, our health, happiness, and strength is for free.
I want to talk a little bit about your experience attempting to climb Mount Everest in 2007 wearing only shorts and shoes. What inspired you to do that in the first place?
Simply because I was testing the limits of my mind and body. But I don't think it is a challenge if you go with artificial layers and with oxygen. It's like driving a car. We become weak from the inside. And then bacteria and virus have chances. We have a life force which is so much more capable than what we think. I have found ways to activate that life force in a very short period of time.
So I would love to start by going through a typical day in the life of you. I feel like a lot of people might be interested in this. So maybe starting from the moment you wake up in the morning, what's the first thing you do?
Let's have a great day.
What's after
Let's have a
that?
great day. And how? Because you got to wake up. But in general, it is, I'm going to have a great day. It's just the opportunity, the gift of having the day serving you, wherein you can meet the best of yourself, is exciting. And I'm a man on a mission. As I'm a man on a mission, I'm like, who am I going to meet today? What do I have to do today? So that's the way I get out of bed. But before all, also, I have a nice cup of coffee. Then I go, when I feel my body, I go out, I do training. I like to feel my body awareness. Do some strong training, not long, but strong. Aerobatic exercise, that is. And then into the ice bath. I got an ice bath here, a freezer. I go into the freezer. I love it. I don't like it. I love it. It's like, if you are in a relationship long time, you just love it. Maybe sometimes you don't like it because it's confrontational, but you love it because you want to be with her or with him in that relationship, because it brings you to the depth. The icy water always brings me to who I am, what I am in the moment. The way I am by sculptured by nature, not by my mind, by my minding, but by nature. So then I have a clean point of reference where I am and what I am. And that cleanses my idea, my being, my spirit. It cleanses my mind of minding and brings my body really in the awareness of here and now. And then I can start the day, do anything. So, a lot of studies. Man on a mission is always awake for more, but also pleasure, right? What I do is I get things done, but then it's time for fun.
If you're like me, you get so many annoying scam calls and emails. I even got a scam email a couple of years ago where just by downloading a document that they attached, they were able to hack into this YouTube channel. And I almost lost it completely. I was very close to having all that hard work I put in just to be gone like that. So ever since then, I've been taking my online safety very seriously. I know one of the reasons I get so many spam texts and calls is because big companies can't keep our data safe. Recently, AT&T revealed that nearly all of their customers' call and text records have been exposed in a massive data breach. And it hasn't even been a few months since they admitted over 70 million of their users' social security numbers ended up on the dark web. The stolen logs also contain a record of every number AT&T customers called or texted, so even if you don't use AT&T, if someone who texted you did, then your number has been exposed. So what can you do to protect yourself? I use Aura, the sponsor of today's video. Aura will alert me if they find my phone number or any other sensitive information has been compromised. And they give me fast fraud alerts if anyone tries to use that data to access my credit or bank accounts. Aura does so much more to keep me and the people closest to me safe too. I also get things like transaction monitoring, a VPN, antivirus, a password manager, parental controls, and identity theft insurance. I get all of this in one app at one affordable price. I can also get their AI-powered call assistant that will pick up unknown calls on my behalf to screen them for spam or scams. The AI forwards legitimate calls to me so I don't miss appointments, deliveries, and emergencies. And it protects me from harmful text messages by filtering out known spam numbers and scanning links in the messages for phishing threats. I'm not leaving myself and the people closest to me vulnerable to data breaches. And if you don't want to either, you can go to aura.com/youngandalive to try your first 2 weeks for free. Also linked below in the description. Aura has no affiliation with Wim Hof or the Wim Hof Method. I've heard you say, if you don't go to the cold will come to you. If you don't go into stress, stress will come to you. What do you mean by this?
That is absolutely the baseline and the base principle of hormetic exercise. Hormetic exercise is self-inflicted acute stressful exercise by which all the deeper layers of our physiology are going to be activated, stimulated. If we live in a comfort zone behavior, which is not exerting all the depths of our physiology, then sooner or later we will create a deficit in our bodies, and that will affect the brain functioning as well. So if you don't go to the cold will come to you. That is a result of comfort zone behavior, where we always look for the warmth or the comfort, and by which not necessarily the body will be as strong as when you go into the cold, because it's a little bit uncomfortable in the beginning, but then the real comfort, the real power of the body will be activated fully there, and then the cold, virus, bacteria has no chance, because your immune system is fully activated, and it's like a preemptive strike. It is yes, that's what it is. Before the disease is able to get in, you make the system strong, the physiology strong, by which the disease has no chance, because the body is not weak. It's not weak, it's strong. It's full on. And that's what I mean with, if you don't go to the cold will come to you. If you don't go into discomfort, then the discomfort will come to you. That is a weakened body. Through hormetic exercise, we are able to stimulate and activate all the potential of our body and mind.
I want to talk a little bit about your experience attempting to climb Mount Everest in 2007, wearing only shorts and shoes. What inspired you to do that in the first place?
With clothes and oxygen, it was done. Without oxygen and clothes, it was done. Then I thought, hey, now I'm going to do bare-chested, the naked truth on Mount Everest. And that is without clothes, almost, and then without oxygen. And simply because I was testing the limits of my mind and body in many, many challenges already. Then logically, my focus got on the Mount Everest. But I don't think it is a challenge if you go with artificial layers and with oxygen. It's like driving a car up there and then say, yeah, I climbed the Mount Everest with a car. I was up there. No, that's not the challenge. The challenge is to be bare-chested in nature. And since then, I've been doing so many mountains in the snow, in the cold, in the winter, and not only me, but with all the people. And everybody loves it. Everybody feels the depth of him or herself. Unprecedented deep. It's confrontational. It goes into the depth. It shows you who you are, what you are, and it's just flabbergasting. It's amazing.
So when most people hear this, they might think to themselves, I could never do that. My body wouldn't be able to handle that. Why is it that so many people underestimate how much stress and uncomfort they can go through?
Yes, this is the way we are schooled. What I'm showing in scientific research, that we are so much more capable to control ourselves so much deeper than in science was stated. And now it's there. We can fend off bacteria. We can fend off virus. We can fend off depression. We can make ourselves so much stronger. But we are schooled that we cannot. So people simply think, Marcel, what's up? Please, no. Yes, somebody was playing the hangpad, which is beautiful, but not when I have an interview.
No worries at all.
Yes. So, yes, the people think this is not possible, but I get people who are 80 years in a weekend, never been gone into icy water, within a weekend, 10 minutes, 80 years. So I've seen so many so-called miracles. And that is not miracles. We have a life force which is so much more capable than what we think. And I have found ways to activate that life force in a very short period of time to people who are over-conditioned in their minds, thinking that the way they deal with the body and mind is the way. Well, there is a way that shows by which the people are able to do so much more and to feel so much more and to take away blockages inside, traumatic blockages from the past they are even not aware of, but once they are gone, then the flow is much better in the body. And this is not known in science, psychiatry, and all. But I see it happening all the time with people regardless of age or background. So there is my answer.
So I did your breathing exercises a lot in 2020 when I was going through a period of a lot of anxiety, and it helped a lot. And I especially noticed that after you do all the breathing in and out, and if, for people who are watching this who've never tried it, you can find his breathing exercises on YouTube, very easy to access. And what I found is that the breath hold after those like in and outs for about 30 in and outs is like one of the most peaceful and blissful like experiences like I've honestly ever experienced. What's going on there? Why is it that this breathing exercises help with stuff like anxiety and they calm you down?
Anxiety is a result of the wrong stress hormone, too long. And that creates a on stand in our brain. That is cortisol. Through doing the breathing exercises, you go alkalize the body, And then in a breath hold, after 1 minute breath hold, then suddenly a adrenal spike takes place. Why? Because we are not breathing. And not breathing is the most dangerous for the deep brain to perceive. It's reactionary. So if the person is not breathing, it reacts and it shoots out adrenaline through the system. And then anything that is out of order and what should not be in the body, the wrong biochemistry, for example, the cortisol, is being just excreted. Is not excreted, it's being expelled. Expelled instantaneously. All what should not be in the body is expelled instantaneously through activating the adrenal spike. And that is done through the breathing exercise. And that has been shown in scientific comparative studies that people going into their first bungee jump in fear, taking blood from them just before going into the bungee jump. When you do the breathing exercises well, you raise the adrenal spike twice as much as a person who goes into his first bungee jump. Imagine. That means in the body, suddenly an adrenal spike of twice as much as somebody going into a bungee jump that had a very profound reaction into the biochemistry of ours. Anything that should not be there is going away. And talking about the moment that you go into the breath hold, the retention, that is so peaceful. For the brain, the deep brain, this is a very stressful moment, a stressful situation. And then the adrenal axis is being spiked and activated. But for the person who is practicing it, it is as peaceful as can be. Because the body being so alkaline is going into parasympathetic modus. And that is deep, deep peace, deep rest state. It's amazing how this works. Because the sympathetic, the total action, adrenaline, and the parasympathetic, the total of peace, the most peaceful state in our body, both are on. It's magic. And then that's why this breathing exercise has the capability to go past our conditioned mind and body, and any anxiety therein will be just being pushed out. And then peace comes in, which is a natural state. Not only, also the healing aspect of deep trauma takes place. Because you go now through the conditioned mind and body and its breathing patterns. You go past doing these breathing exercises, and then it enters into the trauma, which is in the tissue. It enters then and is able to evaporate, to let go. I see this all the time with the people. It's amazing. Yes, and that's my answer. All right. Yes.
Yeah, I feel like it's sad. Most people these days don't really get into that parasympathetic nervous system because either they're working or when they're relaxing, right? They pull out their phone, they're on Netflix, they're still not in their parasympathetic nervous system. So why is it that society doesn't teach us this stuff if it works so well? Why is it that they hold us back from knowing this stuff? Is there something going on behind the scenes that we don't know about?
Yes, I think so, yes. It's too long not being there. And a system doesn't look for people A system doesn't look for people who are really happy, strong, and healthy, who are unconditionally there, okay, in peace. No, a system wants another brick in the wall. A system wants to be served. A system wants actually a system which is comprised with pharmaceutical industry, food industry, wellness industry. I don't know what kind of industries. They want sick people. They don't want healthy people. So they will only promote that. The food industry is poisoning us. And there we are in, and we become addicted to those foods. So they want addicts and sick people that constitutes a healthy system. Sick people making up, sick people and dependent people are great for the system, great for the industry, great for a healthy economy. But I say, hey, stop it, guys. I've been looking in nature, and in nature showed me who I am and what I am in my physiology, in my state, or in my mind. The natural state of my mind is deep peace when I'm silent with myself, unconditionally there. No need for drugs. Just being is great. And when I'm in action, it's 100%. So when I go into the cold, then I got a moment of initial stress. And then after 45 seconds, I'm completely from the inside adapted to the cold outside. So that means that the body from the inside suddenly becomes a lot stronger, enabling it to oppose the impact of the cold. That makes my body from the inside so strong. We never learned this to do in our society. That's why we become, through the comfort zone behavior, we become weak from the inside. And then bacteria and virus have chances to get in. So another thing is the peace you were talking about with the breathing. That actually is the natural state of our mind. So what is the matter that we are so schooled and loaded with minding, unnecessary minding? It is a nuisance. It is anxiety creating. We need suddenly retreats with meditation and music or this or that, always being entertained to get a little bit the state of mind which actually should be there naturally. And so this is what I teach, and listen to your body, listen to your mind. The natural state of it you will experience through doing this. But people do not understand, mostly in society, because everything is conditional. You got to pay for this, you got to pay for that. Then something comes which is of value of you. I say the value is already there. It's not needed to be created outside to stimulate you. You are born with an unconditional state of mind, which is great. It feels great. You are great. You have a great mind as it is. And from that state of mind, you are able to create. You are able to be the creator. And that is an amazing journey of being creative and go into travel, make the chair, make the painting, but feel that drive coming through, which lifts you out of being just into the matter. You create, you radiate your energy through creation. But because we have no good starting point, that's why we we create deficits inside. And we become conditional outside to the world. Oh, I need this. I need to work for that. Yeah, we are always running behind, and our purpose is left behind. Our purpose is love, and it is composed by being happy, strong, and healthy. Once you imagine when you are in love with a person, you are driven. You don't think. You don't need to mind. You know, you just want to go. You fly. Love life like you are in love with somebody. That's the whole thing. And if that is not happening, work it out. Go into the cold. Do the breathing. Because they are really very shortcuts into your pure being.
Something, I've heard you also say that these techniques, the breathing and the cold, is free, right? And so that might not be beneficial to these people who are making money off of, like you said, pharmaceuticals and the hospital industry. Speaking on the power of love, I have heard you say that you learned Spanish in just 1 year of knowing your wife, just from that power of love, like you just talked about.
Less.
Wow.
Love makes you communicate very fast.
Wow. Can you go a little bit deeper into that, the power of love and what that can do to someone?
Yes. The power of love is actually mastery of your own mind. It's letting the flow in your body and mind go. It's taking away all the traumas, blockages, fears, inhibitions out of your system by which the flow is guaranteed. And love is a strong agent when you are in love with a person that is able to go past your conditioning, past your inhibitions, your blockages, your fears, and your trauma. But you should also be able to love life unconditionally or take away all that blocks the flow in your body. And then, and then you do not only serve yourself, you also serve your children. You serve your partner. You serve the world. Because your flow is uninterrupted, then connected with the omnipresence. And that is love for life. Of course you're going to love for life if you are omnipresent. You are everywhere connected. You don't feel alone. You feel so strong in yourself because you are connected with the omnipresence. Then you become omnipotent. And then you become omniscient. Or the natural wisdom comes to you. Because once you are connected with it all is able to connect with you. And there in the ether is all the knowledge. That is omniscience. And in the ether, there are lines that make your body so strong. That is omnipotency. And it's all there to serve. So what I say about love, master your mind. And it's not difficult. Just do the breathing, take away the blockages, the inhibitions and the fears, and the flow will be guaranteed, by which we connect naturally with all what is outside. And that is that our mind becomes still. Because once you love, when the flow is there, love is always stronger than minding. Keep on breathing. Keep on going into the cold until you feel a force that doesn't make you mind no more. You're just in the present, here and now. Love, that is.
What do you say to someone that feels powerless? They feel like they have no control over their lives. They're just a leaf blowing in the wind. They feel like they have zero control over what's going on internally. What do you say to that person?
Yes, that I do understand them. That I do understand what is being disconnected inside, neurologically, that is. That is physical. That is physical disconnection by which you deprivate yourself of energy. If it is not connected, you cannot regenerate energy. You can't feel yourself. There is a survival modus going on. which is the deep brain, but there is don't feel alive. Because in the brain, it is also disconnected. The hormonal secretions, the dopamine, the serotonin, those are neurotransmitters. They transmit electrical impulses. They are just lacking. So I do understand what it is when a person feels hopeless, when it feels powerless. It's literally power. Look at this one. This guy. This is Nikola Tesla. Yes?
Yes.
100 years ago, he came in and he found free electricity. Look what they did with all his inventions. They disrespected his work, and look what the energy companies do. Selling energy while it is for free. And then, well, look what the industry is doing. They are just polluting because they don't use free energy. It is all costly. So they shit all over the place. And that is the result of obstructing and disrespecting free energy, which was 100 years ago already there. And what I say, our health, happiness, and strength is for free. I was just in front of 40,000 people have a transmission about Slobodna Energia, Slobodna Medicina, Slobodna Ljubav. That means it's Serbian for free energy, because Nikola Tesla comes from Serbia. Those places there, it was today, his birthday. I was there, asked to be there in respect of Nikola Tesla. Free energy, free medicine, free love. That is actually our natural state. And people are so stalled in this society that they are getting even disconnected from their natural state of being. And that is free love, free medicine, healing, and free energy. And they don't feel it. Then they become hopeless. That is where we got into. We got into a schooling system that learns us to be disconnected from all that. And then we have to go for a career and make money to pay for our existence. And what do? Look at Ukraine and Russia.
Yeah.
It's money driven. Look at what Gaza and Israel is doing. It's money driven. It's all bullshit. It's all power outside. Hey, freedom of energy, free medicine, and free love should be in every family. And I'm here to remind the world that it is so, that it is our natural state. So any person who says, I feel hopeless, I feel powerless, I do understand where you come from. But I will make you understand what your real purpose and what your real nature is. Let's go. And then let's do breathing. Let's go into the cold. We talk to each other. It's human to heal each other. That is human. So that's what I do with people like that. And I tell, for those who are listening to this, I tell them, get on with this breathing, guys. This is the love. The love constitutes by the power of healing yourself, being strong and being healthy. That is the immune system. That is the mitochondrial cell level energy system, and that is the dopamine, the serotonin. That what makes you happy. Hormonal system. I can make you very able to reconnect with all that, and it doesn't take years. It takes half hour. How about it? Are you ready for it? You know, that's the way I talk to these people, because you are just reconnecting them with their original natural state of their physiology in the mind and body. And that can be done by the cold. As we talked about the cold in the beginning, the cold is merciless but righteous. It shows you who you are and what you are. And then you, oh, wow, I feel so good. Yeah, that's who you are.
So my last question for you is, if you had a minute with your younger self, what would you tell him?
Man, you are right. You're going to be so right. You just landed maybe in the wrong place, but you're going to make it right. Keep on going. Keep on going. Keep on going. Oh, yeah.